Hi guys, Bridget and I are back down here at the nature preserve, and you can see here on this post is the blue heron overlook. We were that way when we saw that figure walking on the other side of the swamp, and where we saw it went into the water and then it wrapped its arms around the tree. So for something to do while we wait to close on the 19th of October, we thought we'd come down here and just do a hike. It's a nice day, and check out on the side of the swamp where we saw it, and just see where exactly it went into the water, and if we can find that same tree sticking out of the water that it wrapped its arms around, to see how far out it is in the water, or if it's even in the water at all. Because from where I'm standing over at the overlook, that's all swamp and water over there, and but we'll find out. We'll see. We're gonna go and take the same route that it traveled. We're gonna just go take a look anyway, just to see for our own selves, because it's a nice sunny day and a beautiful day here in the fall. The leaves are changing, and won't be long we'll be going into our peak color season, so I'm looking forward to that. I want to get down to the state park to do videos when the leaves change, and then eventually we will be on Eek Acres and be doing videos from there. So, but for now, we're just killing some time. So there's the trail we need right there where it says Bluebird Field. This left side, there's two of them. There's one on the other side and there's one on this side, and this one parallels the swamp. So this is the one we want to take, is the one on the left. So we're gonna just keep going along here. This is where we have to make our turn, right up here, to get down to the other side from where we were at the blue heron overlook where we saw that thing. So we're gonna go check it out. There's a map here, so I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about, where we were when we saw what we saw. Okay, right here, this is the whole nature preserve. We were here at the blue heron overlook, and then we looked directly across the swamp. This don't look like a big distance, but it is, and it was over here on this point, and it went from here down to here, and we are right here. So we have to take this trail to get down over into here when we saw what we did from over here at the blue heron overlook. And as you guys can see, there's no trail here. There's no trail at all, just high weeds. And down in through there is where it was walking, and there's no trail, as you can see. The blue heron overlook is on the other side of this brush, and I'm going to try to find a clearing so you guys can see across to where we were when we saw what we saw walking over here. So we're going to go up and around, and we're going to follow this road, and we're going to try to find that tree where it went into the water and wrapped its arms around the tree, if we can even access it, because there's no trail. So we're going to go up here down to this next set of stand of trees right here where I'm pointing, and we're going to see if we can get back down in there anywhere, because that's going to be roughly where it came out at, and that's where I saw it the most and videoed it. Still no trail, you guys, and down in there along the water is where it was walking. So when people said in that video it was a person, this is why I doubted it, because we are literally walking right along where they mow, and there's no trails on this side, none.
And there's the...
No, that's not it. It's the blue heron overlook is right over here. We got to walk down a little further so I can show them where our vantage point was, because we were directly across the water from what we saw walking over here, and it was walking all through that down there, because I saw it go that way and walk past that lean-to, and it went into the woods, and that's the way it left. It went into the woods over there in the corner where I'm pointing. I watched it cross this field, and this is called Blueberry Field or Bluebird Field, and it's all mowed down now. The grass was high like that. All this continued all the way down, and they since mowed this spot, but that's where it went, and it went into the woods. And I don't see a trail anywhere, do you?
No.
But we got to find the tree, and there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
See, it is. It's way out in the water. See?
Yep, it's in the water.
I can't even get out there. Look, the water is right. I'm going to go out as far as I can, and I'm going to prove to people that this is nothing. I can't even get out here, Bridget. There's the cattails. It's nothing but swamp, and there's the tree that it wrapped its arm around way out there.
Yeah.
That's no way. That's no way that was a human being, because you would sink all the way up to your waist and beyond.
And it was holding on to that.
Now, let me see if I can get a vantage point to show them where we were when we were at the Blue Heron Overlook. God, it's so hard to get through here. It's probably ticks galore. It's hard to see it from here because, wow, I'm in water. Okay, I'm at water. I'm going to zoom in, you guys, and see. You can barely see it from here. There's such a glare in the phone. I can't see. I don't know if I'm showing it. The overlook, you guys, is right over there. Can you guys see it? I'm holding you up. But look at the water out there. And there's the tree way out there that it wrapped its arms around. That's the only tree that's out there, is that one. And it wrapped its arms around it. And it's all water right here. Look, you guys. Look. You see that? I'm standing in the swamp. You can't get out there. You would sink up to your waist. And that, whatever it was big. And it went out there and it wrapped its arms around it. And I got it on video. And look at all the water that's right here. That's all swamp. There's no way I could walk out there. I would sink up to my waist and beyond. And this grass is high. That concludes that it was not a human being. It was not a person. There's no way in the world you're walking way out to that tree out there when this is just nothing but swamp. There's just no way. And it wrapped its arms were long enough to bear hug that thing up over its head, and it wrapped its arms around it. And then I watched it come out with ease. It wasn't even sinking in the ground, and it came out and it went right over there into the woods when it left. That's where it went. That's where it went. Now you can see the Blue Heron Overlook. See the building over there?
Yep.
I don't have my glasses on, honey. I can't see what I'm looking at. But there's a building right over there. It's an overlook. And that's where we were, looking this way when I saw that thing. And when I saw it walking away, when I saw its back and shoulders, it was jet black. Black as a bear. And I watched it go right over here into the woods. But that's where it went. And that's why I told you, look, it's going in the water. You can listen in the video because I narrate it and I say, look, honey, it's going in the water. And it went over there and wrapped its arms around that tree.
That's the tree.
Yeah, because I got it on video, so they can go back and look at the other video. And I saw it on this side, and there was nobody over here. So you guys, I'm on the side of where I videoed that thing, and it's in my other video. You'd have to go back on my channel and watch it, where we're down here at the Audubon Society. And it was way out there along the water. That's where it was walking, was right along the water's edge, and then it wrapped its arms around that tree. And then after it did that, it left and it walked right through here when this field was all high before they mowed it, and it walked right into that corner just past that lean-to right there, and it disappeared into the woods, and I watched it walk away until it was out of sight. And we were right over there at the Blue Heron Overlook, which we will go back to again, and I'll give you guys an advantage point of looking this way from back there again, like I did in that original video. Because remember, we were sitting there talking, and I said, what the hell is that? Yeah. And then I turned my attention on what was walking on this side, and I zoomed in and I got it on video, and people say, well, that's a person. I knew that wasn't a person, because now you guys can see there's no way to get anywhere near that water. A person would really sink deep, because that's nothing but thick, watery, marshy, mucky land. You can't walk on that stuff. I was in the water. I was right in the water, splashing my foot. I couldn't walk any further than 2 feet into those weeds. So you guys let me know what you think what it was. A lot of people were saying that's a person. It's like that's no way that's a person. It went right into the water and I watched it. I got it on video. It's in the video. You can see it. Remember when we were watching Ted Baird's video there where he was carrying his canoe, he was portaging, and he was going through that marshy area where the water was low because they had a hot, dry summer, and he sank in up to his waist and almost lost his boots? That guy had a hell of a time getting out, and that's exactly what would happen if you went into this swamp, because it's just thick, pasty mud and water, and that's why it's a nature preserve. Yeah, it stepped in there, it bear hugged the tree, and did something to it, and then it left. I don't know what it did, but I can't get out there to even see if there's any marks or anything on it. I can't get out to it. But I knew coming on this side, we would see that there's no way to access that tree that was out there in the water. Told you.
I'm convinced now.
It proved it now, because now we're on the side of where we saw that thing. And it walked fast. It walked so fast, I couldn't believe the ground it gained. When it crossed Bluebird Field and went into the woods past that lean-to back there, I couldn't believe how quick that thing went into the woods. It's nothing but marshy ground, and right off the edge of the land right here, it's just swamp. So, for those that believe that that was a person, I don't know what to make of that, because I don't know how you go walking in the swamp and then come right back out and not have any evidence that you even went in it. I mean, that just doesn't make sense to me. But when it had its back to me and it was walking away, I could see its elbows, and yeah, its arms were pretty big, and it was close to its body, and it walked with great quickness into the woods. So I have no idea. Am I saying it's a Bigfoot? No. But I don't know what it was. But I know what I do know is it was not a human being, because there's no way a human could do what that thing did. Out as far into the swamp as it did. It went out into the swamp like it lived there. It was really crazy. Craziest thing I've ever seen. And I've been coming down here for years, and I've never seen anything like it. In this place, there's just swamps everywhere down here. Let me turn you guys around and show you here on the other side. Okay, here's the big main swamp that is several acres big. This thing is huge, and it goes way over on the other side. And then look at over here on this side, this little trail right here where this pipe is, and look at that. It's nothing but swamp wilderness down here. We'll go up here to this bench and we'll take a break, have a snack. Okay guys, we're just hanging out here on this bench called Contemplation Station, and we just got done hiking around the back side of the swamp, and we're gonna go back to the Blue Heron Overlook so I can show you guys from that vantage point where we saw what we saw now that we investigated the side of the pond that it was on. And that tree is at least, just guesstimation, at least 60 feet offshore. There's no way anybody could take a step into that swamp and go 60 feet out to where that tree is out in the water and then wrap their arms around it and then come back to shore and then disappear in the woods like that. You would be covered in mud and be soaked and have all kinds of algae and seaweed and gross stuff all over you, and yet whatever it was went in like it was nothing, came out like it was nothing, and then disappeared into the woods. And down behind this preserve, all the way over to US Route 60, is hundreds and hundreds of acres. There's nothing back there. There's no roads, there's no homes, there's no nothing, and it's all marsh swampland. So it obviously went back the way from whence it came, And but I'll give you guys the vantage point of where we saw it. I'll leave a link to the video, the original video of when it got my attention, because Bridget and I were talking at the Blue Heron Overlook, and I said, "What's that?" And then I turned the camera around and I was videoing it, and have no idea what it was, but I can clearly see now that was not a person that did that. So I have no idea what it was at all. But we're gonna hike around the perimeter of this place. It's a pretty long hike, and then we'll get back to the other building. But right now we're just gonna stop and have a snack. These are by Thomas, and they're called Muffin Tops. Blueberry Muffin Tops by Thomas. And very tasty, so. And we brought drinks. Bridget's got her drink, I got my drink, and just gonna have a snack, and then we'll continue on to the Heron Overlook. On Bridget's phone, she's got the original picture right here that she took that day when I saw it. When I was videoing it, she zoomed in and took several photos, and I'm going to show you guys the photos she took, and I'm also going to put the original photo in this video, and it has not been photoshopped, it has not been edited, it has not been anything done to it, has it? That's the original picture, so I'm going to show you guys. Here is the original picture of what we saw going into the swamp. See the greenery as it's walking through the thick grass, and it went into the water. It wrapped its arms around the tree, and then it turned around and it walked away. You can see the light on the right side of its head, and you can see the bulkiness of its shoulders and its arms. And if you look down at the bottom, you can see where one leg is taking a step forward as it went into the swamp. You guys tell me what the hell you think that is, because that's what we saw. And that's what it looked like when it had its back to me and it walked past the lean-to and went back into the woods where the cornfield is on the neighboring property. There it is. I'll put the photo in the video so you guys can see it yourself. And is that, honest to God, the photo that you took as is?
Yep, I just blew it up.
Yep, that's the picture she took right there, you guys. Does that look like a person to you? Okay, we had our snack and we're just gearing up to hit the trail, you guys. And so anyway, you guys let me know what you think, because like I said, I got it on video, and we are now going to be hiking and making our way to the Blue Heron Overlook, so that way I can show you guys again from the very place where we saw it the first time where our point of sight was. And I'll zoom back over to the same shoreline that we were just at, where I tried to walk out and I was getting into water, and show you that same tree and how far it is out into the water. And so we're gonna just be hiking through the woods and see what else that we might see, whatever signs we might see, and just see what happens. So we're gonna just keep hiking along here. Gotta watch for snakes too. There's a little lonesome picnic table up there all by itself. Sometime we'll have to stop and sit there.
A little trail to it.
Yeah. It's a hemlock bridge. This whole entire place is nothing but a swamp. That's all it is. Just one big swamp. And it is just full of wildlife. Just full. Okay, you guys, we're coming up to the Blue Heron Overlook. Now, this is where we were when we saw what we did on the other side. This is how you access it right here. Blue Heron Overlook. Now we're on the other side of this big marshy swamp, where you'll be able to see the vantage point from where I originally recorded it. And where we saw it was way over there. Way over there. And in between those trees is where I watched it walk across Bluebird Field into the bushes. Way over there. And there's no trail that goes along the perimeter of this huge swamp. And it's nothing but wilderness out there. Hundreds and hundreds of acres. Really, really thick land. And if I can, I gotta get in the shade so I can see what you guys are seeing. I gotta find the tree and then zoom into it. Problem is I don't have my glasses. I guess that's as far as I can zoom. Right out there is where it went into the water and hugged around the tree. That's where we saw it. Pretty crazy. And then it went up, and right there between the trees, right there, is where it went through and walked into the woods on the other side of the Bluebird Field. That's where it walked away. That's how far away we were from it when I videoed it from here. This is the blind we were in, overlooking the whole swamp. Over there is where we saw it. And when we were on that other side, over there, you guys, I showed you, you can't go in. There's nowhere to go into that water. Not as a person, and not sink up to your waist or even your neck going in over there. So I have no idea. But Bridget got some good pictures of it, and the reason why they're not crystal clear is because the only way she could photograph it was from this point being zoomed out. You know, where you do this on your phone and you zoom really far out. Well, it distorts the photo when you do that. But you can definitely see that it's black. And when it turned its back, and I watched it with the naked eye from here because my distance vision is 20/20. I only need glasses for up close, like looking at this phone. I need glasses for that. But farsightedness, my vision is perfect. And I watched that thing go right past that lean-to and into the woods and headed into the cornfield, which is private property on the side that's adjacent to this land. But the back of the land goes for hundreds of acres, and it's nothing but swamp. So, don't know what to think of that. But now, after going over there and seeing that other side, I don't see how a person could go out there, wrap their arms around that tree as deep as it would be, doing whatever it did, and then just walk right back out of the swamp like nothing even happened. I don't even see how that's possible.